All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode number 75 of the Weekly Power Hitters Club webinar, A Guide to Custom Conversions. It was kind of an adventure getting in today. I was having issues with GoToWebinar. I guess hopefully no one else did. But hopefully we get through this without any problems. If you hear any rustling about in the background or barking, my dog Rosita is joining us today, so hopefully she will behave. All right, so how's this going to work? About 30 minutes for any new folks. I think I spotted at least one in here. Generally a rundown of the latest developments that impact you as an advanced Facebook marketer, but we will have time for Q&A, so send those questions. I tend to get to all of them, but no pressure. Obviously, use the Facebook group as well, not just asking me questions, though, of course. You should ask those to everybody. Yes, indeed, we should be recording. Yes, we are recording. And so generally expect this, it always seems like I've got something baseball related after this. I do today. But by the end of tonight, my time, I will get you a link in your email. But make sure you check out members.johnlimber.com. It has all the prior 74 webinars there too. Some of you may have noticed that episode 74 from last week disappeared momentarily while we finished the migration or made some fixes with the migration to a new server. I have replaced it to the best of my ability, at least, so it is there. And I also share it to the Facebook group, so always be checking around there too. All right, so what are we going to cover today? A guide to custom conversions. So I put out a new blog post last night, and so I'm going to kind of cover some of the details on that, things that you need to know. Additionally, a brief look at standard events, which is related actually quite a bit to custom conversions. All right, so it sounds like a couple people are having issues before I proceed. Marco says sound not optimal. He's not seeing screen. I'm sharing my screen, so that's all I can tell you. Todd says not. Like I said, I think GoToWebinar's having some issues, guys. So the replay should have, I hope, everything that I'm covering here. So if you're having any issues with audio, video, check out the replay as well. So sorry, folks. So a brief look at standard events. We'll have a new lookalike process. I experimented with it just in the last couple days. So I'll give you a heads up on what you can do there. Facebook launches fundraiser for nonprofits. So Facebook's been doing some nonprofit focused things lately. So this is another one. This could cut into Kickstarter, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. 84% of online adults have a Facebook account or a Facebook related account. There's really not much to talk about there, just an interesting stat. Changes to ads and instant articles. Facebook, I guess, mulling some changes there. 360 videos. I don't know if any of you have seen the 360 video yet, but they're pretty amazing. But they're not only live on Facebook now, but they're coming to ads. 6% of all mobile apps use Audience Network. Once again, just kind of an interesting stat. Shares correlate 94% with viral reach. There's actually an interesting study that Social Bakers put out. And video ad spending tops photo ads in Q3. And we'll have that Q&A, assuming everybody can hear me okay. Jeez. But yeah, I think a few people are having issues. Again, no surprise based on my issues trying to get into GoToWebinar today. Okay, so first of all, a guide to custom conversions. If you didn't already see this post, make sure you check it out on the main website. Custom conversions, something that's pretty new that really can make your life a whole lot easier. And you also notice that the old conversion tracking pixel will be going away by middle of 2016. And so you can continue to use that as well, but you should start migrating to this because it's so much easier. It really is. But that said, I understand why there's lots of confusion. I mean, I've been kind of absorbing everything that's been going on lately with the changes to the Pixel. There's been lots happening. So whether it's these custom conversions, I mean, just the new Pixel in general, you've got standard events, and it's confusing, and there are a lot of people who are frustrated. So I at least want to cover custom conversions and get you caught up on that and what you need to know about it and why you should be using it. So first of all, custom conversions allow you to optimize for or track conversions without adding any new code to your site. So assuming you already have the main Facebook pixel on your site, on every page of your site, you don't need to add new code. So that's different from, first of all, the old conversion tracking pixel, which you're going to put a different one on the success page of each product on your site or opt-in. And it's different from standard events, where you would put a different standard event code on the relevant pages on your site. So you don't do any additional code for custom conversions. So to do this, within your Business Manager, Ads Manager, go to Tools, select Custom Conversions. And if this looks familiar to you, it should. It looks a lot like creating a website custom audience, but it's a little bit different. You'll have the options of URL contains, URL equals. I'll show you in a second. So URL contains, URL equals, that's just like what you'll see when creating a website custom audience. But basically what we're doing here is creating a custom conversion for a product. And so letting Facebook know that if anyone hits this particular page or group of pages, it is a conversion. Okay, so URL contains URL equals, that's up to you. If you do URL equals, you don't need to do the HTTP. Or you could choose an event. And that, again, is kind of getting more complicated. It's involving standard events where you combine essentially standard events with these custom conversions. But again, let's not worry about that one yet. Then you select a category. So this, again, is going to be familiar to you if you've been doing standard events on your site. So what type of conversion is this? Is it view content, search, add to cart, add to wish list, initiate checkout, add payment info, purchase, lead, complete registration, or other? Now, other is a new option that wasn't available to you within standard events. So you would select that. Now, so here's an example of for my new Lead Ads ebook. I provide the URL. I do URL equals in my case, and I provide the URL for that success page. And I choose a category of complete registration. And when you're done with that, you click next. Then you name it. So I named it to Lead Ads ebook subscribers. You can set a conversion value here if you want. Again, it's something that caused a lot of confusion in the other pixels where you have to manually update that within the code. You don't need to do that. No more coding for you. But in this case, I'm not going to set up a conversion value. Then you hit create. And you can also add a description if you want. I can't see this real easily, and some of you may not be able to see anything, but this is a collection of, I actually did 7, because I've got 7 active conversions going on right now on my site. So I created custom conversions for all of them. So then you want to optimize for that custom conversion. So when you create a campaign in Power Editor, or I guess you can do this in the Ads Manager as well, and you want to optimize for a conversion, it says choose a conversion event. You'll then be given a list of all of your custom conversions, your conversion pixels, as well as your standard events, if you have any. So in this case, I selected subscribe to Lead Ads ebook. And tracking is nice and easy. So once you've selected that pixel already, and I say that pixel, that's any conversion that happens on your site, you'll be able to track all conversions from your Facebook pixel. So to be clear, when Facebook reports conversions now, it's going to be reporting all of the conversions you're getting for that ad, not necessarily what you were promoting, which can create some confusion. But this is actually what I've been doing all along. Whenever I create an ad for anything, I track all conversions. So this is actually good news for me. It makes my life a lot easier. Now, how do you break that down so you can actually view how many conversions you got for each individual event? You want to go into your ad reports and select customize columns. and then click on websites on the left, and then you will find your either standard events or custom conversions listed with the pixels. So I could either select all of them, select just one of them so you can isolate it, and then you click apply. And you can also do cost per as well. So here's an example of why it's really important that we're aware that this is happening, that Facebook's tracking all the conversions. So this is again from my ebook, Facebook reporting 15 cents per conversion. Well, that's not really true. There were two different events going on at the same time that they were reporting. So in reality, it was like 30 something cents. But now I know though what conversions actually occurred as a result of this ad. All right. Oh, and actually, before I move on, there are actually a couple of issues associated with custom conversions. First being that, for whatever reasons, Facebook's limiting you to 20 right now. Now, that's not a big deal for my site right now, because like I said, I only have 7. But eventually it will, because with time, I will add new custom conversions, new lead generation, new products. And the other problem is Facebook's not letting you delete any of these either. So eventually I'm going to hit that limit of 20. So I assume that they'll eventually allow you to delete these custom conversions, just like they'll allow you to delete anything else, website custom audience or conversion pixel. And then I guess that they're going to lift that limit of 20. But again, keep in mind that if you do run into that limit, you can create standard events too, so you'll be doing it more manually. So that actually takes me to standard events. Just really briefly, so again, when you're on the pixels, looking at pixels within your ads manager, and click create conversion, that gives you the option of track conversions with standard events or track custom conversions. So we already went through the process with custom conversions, but if you click on track conversion with standard events, then it gives you this this page that helps you understand the code you need to add to your pixel on each of those pages to track that event. So again, it's definitely way more complicated than trying to do it with custom conversions, but that's how to do it. We'll certainly cover that more later, which takes me here. Just so you know, the next PHC workshop, so that's going to be December 9th, is going to be on the Facebook Pixel. There have been lots and lots and lots of questions about the Facebook Pixel over the last few months, and I think I'm ready to start answering them in that workshop. So in the past, these workshops have been open to the public too if they wanted to buy them separately. That will no longer be the case. So you have to be a member of the PHC to access this workshop. So I can kind of cater it more to the PHC that way as well. So be on the lookout for that. You won't need to register for it. I'll automatically register everybody who's in the PHC. All right, 1 second. Angelique, I know you want me to rewind on an event. You'll have to take a look at the replay. Hammer, I understand you're having issues. This is not going to happen every time. It's a bad day. It's a bad day for technology. Yep, I know. We're having some issues. It's all go to webinar. All right, so now there's a new lookalike process that you should be aware of that makes things a little bit easier. So you have some advanced options. So as always, you select the source, you select the country, but now you can tell Facebook to create a number of audiences. And when you do that, they'll create various lookalike audiences, basically segmenting, whether it's 1%, 1 to 2%, 2 to 5%, etc. You can slide these options as well to custom fit, because otherwise you're going to be doing it one at a time and create another one, and do it 6 times if you want to create 6 of them. That's a pretty big pain. So if I were just to do this once, hit confirm, then Facebook spits out those 6 new audiences for me. So I did this. I even created some saved audiences with it. So I encourage you all to check it out as well. See if that's something, because I know a lot of people do use lookalike audiences. I don't really use lookalike audiences, but something to try out and see if makes things any easier for you. Facebook launches fundraiser. So again, within the last few weeks, there was like Facebook was giving out some free ads and stuff to nonprofits. Now we've got fundraiser, which allows nonprofits to create really kind of a Kickstarter on Facebook, a central place for fundraising for something very specific. And so this is big, and I think one of the biggest parts of it is allows you to donate entirely within Facebook. So again, here's an example again on the phone, so a little bit different from on the desktop. But additionally, they're going to allow the donate button for pages and posts. So to again collect donations entirely through Facebook. So it's all a big deal for nonprofits. And if you got clients in nonprofit, make sure they know about this. So in the replay, I'll get you links to where you can learn more and where you can sign up. So just so you know, they're currently experimenting with 37 partner organizations, but they are going to roll it out to as many organizations as possible in the near future. So they're going to make it available first to other U.S.-based 501c3. I know, just U.S.-based. And but if you're interested in using it, there's going to be a link that I'll provide you later. So interesting little report, global. Again, I'll have the link to it later. So this covers all of Facebook's properties. So, but it's 84% now of all online adults. So it's covering all of these countries. So it's on average are using Facebook in some way or a Facebook property. It's pretty crazy. That's ubiquity right there for you. Also reports that there will be changes made to instant articles. Right now, so I guess there was some complaining among Facebook's big publisher, big media partners that there was a restriction of only one 320 pixel ad per 500 words of content, and they would often have more ads than that. So this is again one of those things where it's better for the user experience, but it might be hurting them in terms of monetization, maybe. Although again, I'm guessing they probably get way more eyeballs on these articles in instant articles than they do by driving them to their website. Who knows? But so that's interesting. We'll see where that falls out. And also, there's another restriction that they're not allowed to use rich media ads, and they want to do that as well. So there's rich media within their instant articles, just not ads. So, but Facebook says they're open to making changes, and this is just early stages. So be on the lookout for changes there. 360 videos, man. So I finally, if you follow Mark Zuckerberg on Facebook, you should have seen these over the last few days, last week. If you don't follow him, make sure you do, because he's been sharing a lot of these 360 videos. It's pretty insane. It's definitely on iPhone. I'm not sure about Android yet, but basically it's replaying 360 videos. So how you move your phone, it's like you're immersed in the entire thing. You can turn around and see what is all around, up, down. It's crazy. So it's as an interactive as a video can get, but that's also coming to ads. But Facebook also created a new resource for developers who want to create 360 videos. So if that's something that you're interested in, again, I'll provide you a link that may help you out. Facebook put out a report that 6% of apps now use Audience Network. So all mobile apps, 6% of them use Audience Network. And they're saying that between 6 and 10% now of impressions, of Facebook ad impressions, are now in Audience Network. So I don't know if you're using Audience Network. I sometimes do. Usually it doesn't make a huge impact, but something that's good to know, because that will be changing, I'm sure, over the coming months and years. Social Bakers put out a report about shares, really about different actions on Facebook and how they correlate with viral reach and just impressions in general. And they found that shares correlate with 94% more viral reach. That said, they also talked about, I mean, it's really kind of, I have a hard time with some of these graphs, but they're saying comments correlate 28% with viral impressions for brands. And then shares correlate 55% with unique impressions. So again, difference between this and the total impact on viral impressions is that they're just fewer shares, right? But a single share makes a difference, a big difference in that small, I guess, event. But likes actually correlate most strongly with overall brand post impressions, mainly because you get more likes. So even though a single like doesn't make as big of a deal as a share does, you get a lot more likes, and that will impact your post impressions. So interesting stuff from Social Bakers. Social Code put out a report, the percentage of Facebook quarterly spend by post type. So videos have actually exceeded photos for this first time, at least among their clients. And as you can see, Q3 2014 versus Q3 2015, videos are way up, photos way down, links a little bit down. And finally, as most of you know, I give out a free one-on-one every week to one of the attendees of these weekly webinars. And last week's winner was Alyssa O'Mara. So I'll be doing the same and picking out a winner this week too. So be on the lookout. So now I'm going to go through what could be questions, but otherwise could be a whole lot of frustration about sound and audio. Kasha, no, websites shouldn't slow down to the increasing amount of reporting via pixels. At least that's what I've been told. Sherry, can you explain the percentage in the lookalike audiences? Yes, sure. So essentially, you're having Facebook look at a source, whether it's your fans, your website visitors, a conversion pixel, and they're looking at who those people are, and they're finding the top 1% to top 10% of users similar to that group of people. So if it's the top 1%, it's the most relevant, smallest group. Top 10%, it's the largest group, but least relevant. But now they're allowing you to segment that as well to focus only on the top 1% or the top 2 to 5 or on and on and on. So hopefully that makes sense. Sarah says, speaking of videos, what type of results have you seen from slideshows? I haven't been experimenting with them yet. Been looking for the best opportunity to do so, but they're definitely interesting. I mean, slideshows are supposed to be mainly the intention was they were basically creating video for countries that have bandwidth issues. But I think they're still pretty interesting and a cheap and easy way to create videos. David says, how are you at your video content? I know you've talked about increasing it on your own channels. A lot harder to do, isn't it? Yeah, man. I even create a whole studio in the basement. It's a lot of work. I've also, just this week I recorded a pubcast, did a video version that went to, that I shared to Facebook as well and actually turned it into a Facebook ad. But in the end, I'm trying to find the most efficient way to run my business. And I don't think video is it right now. That doesn't mean I won't do any video, but it's all a matter of comfort level too. So Sally said, can you explain more about event tracking? When would you use that? So basically you'd be using that or custom conversions in place of the old conversion pixels that we've been using. So in the past, where you've been putting an individual pixel on a thank you page, alerting Facebook that there has been a conversion, now you'll be adding this other pixel there instead, which is the standard event. And now the standard event gives you a little bit more flexibility to categorize what that conversion type is. Richard says, do you have a flowchart resource or a visual map of your Facebook lead ads funnel? Not really. It's not that. I mean, not that complicated with what I'm doing right now because it's also closely related to my website custom audience funnel, and it's related to what I do with my emails in general. So it's kind of separate of lead ads as well, right? So it's essentially attract people. So people who don't know you, and in this case, I kind of skipped this step because I don't need to do it. But attract people who don't know you by promoting helpful content. So you're just driving traffic with the purpose of increasing website traffic. And people who then visit your website, add it to your website custom audience, you remarket to them and show them lead ads, but it could also be ads driving them to a landing page with a related opt-in, a lead magnet. And those who opted in fall into your email funnel. But additionally, you should be running ads to those specific people with a related offer. So that's how I look at it. You're welcome, Sherry. So Ellie says, it looked like percentages, numbers shown was 1.9 million. All of them, is this the size of the original audience they take? No, that's 1.9 million. So it's in the US probably that you're looking at in mine. So the 1% was probably 1.9 million. Maybe the 1 to 2% was 1.9 million. The total from 1 to 10% would have been way more. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Good question. Kasha asked, should we remove old conversion tracking codes from websites? It's not really required at this point. Facebook will continue to support them through middle of 2016. But additionally, if you have any active ads using those conversion pixels, you need to keep those conversion pixels there, right? So I believe I've removed mine because I don't think I'm still using them, but actually I'd have to go back and take a look. Basically, there's no rush right now, but you should get into the habit of using these other methods. Gotcha, Richard. You're welcome, Kasha. All right, so I think that's the end of the questions. Again, I apologize for technical issues. I mean, with technology, things are out of our hands sometimes. And in this case, this is a go-to webinar thing. Not sure what the deal was. We're at their mercy. But luckily, I do record these too as part of your service. And so I will be getting you the replay for this shortly by the end of today. So be on the lookout for that. If you missed anything, if you want to watch anything again, it will be available. So again, my apologies, but I'm sure GoToWebinar will be back to normal. I'll make sure to complain to them. But otherwise, if you have any other questions, make sure to send them into the Facebook group. Until next time, do awesome things. I'm out.